Hi, my name is Krista Smith. I've been in different leadership roles in the journey of my career for over 20 years. I started out as an operations manager at a civil engineering firm. I was a program coordinator at the School of Science at the University of New Mexico. And then I have worked the bulk of my career at a national laboratory of almost 15,000 employees in the business community, and having different jobs over the business community. I have managed the business operations for a satellite organization. I have led our entire procurement organization that is responsible for $1.2 billion worth of procurements annually, and that supports over 3,000 projects at our company. And then I have also led and been the director and even started our project management organization, where we have over 300 project managers and project controllers that support our 3,000 science and engineering projects. So I've had a great career and I'm really enjoying it and still learning. Right now, in fact, I am the director of our facilities and infrastructure strategy and integration and capital acquisition. So a little bit of a career jump there. My background is an undergraduate degree, a Bachelor of Science in Economics, and then a Master of Business Administration in Operations. And since we're talking about how we have persisted, I want to first of all acknowledge that I have had a lot of outstanding lucky breaks and just a tremendous amount of support throughout my career. As I reflect on it though, I do think that there are two areas where I have needed to persist throughout my whole career. The first one, and this is one that's familiar to all of us, is in being a mother and having a rich, full-time, super interesting, demanding career. And the ways that I have done that, I'm not going to say that I have it figured out, but things that have helped me in that throughout that journey are being willing to ask for help, lowering my standards, looking for ways to buy time. We are lucky enough and privileged to be a two-income family, and what I have learned is that the best thing that we can do with that set of resources that we have is augment our time. And my thinking around that is that for the things that aren't just absolutely critical, that are done by uniquely me, and those things are spending time with my children, teaching my children things, connecting with friends and family, those uniquely need to be done by me. But cleaning a house, or sometimes meal preparation, grocery shopping, those things don't really matter if they're done by me, they just need to get done. And so if I'm able to use our resources in a way to get those things done and buy ourselves a little bit more time in the family, that's been really good. I've also, within that motherhood realm, there's been all that whole cycle of mothering guilt and being away from the kids. And I have had lots of mentors that have allowed me to talk through that. And as my kids are older now, I have learned that they're okay. And mom is a better mom because I've worked the whole time. And so I've been able to find some peace there. But I just want to acknowledge that all of us persist as we work to be the best mothers that we can possibly be, and to really enjoy and fulfill our purpose within our career. The second area where I feel like I have really needed to persist is that I have always been in the business type community in a science and engineering company. So I've never been part of the main line of activity and the direct project work. You're making the widgets, doing the research and the engineering that actually is ultimately delivered to the customer. Rather, I have been part of building the infrastructure around that technical R&D work to allow the people that are doing that work to be successful. The reason why I say I have needed to persist in this area is because it's really feels like it's part of the culture to underestimate folks that don't have an engineering degree. maybe a science degree, depending on where the bulk of the technical expertise is coming from. But I think that this community tends to underestimate the folks that don't have those degrees. And for me, I've needed to work really hard to be able to demonstrate that I can contribute at the level that I really know that I can. And that's been through an ongoing process of demonstrating and fulfilling expectations and exceeding expectations, and really partnering humbly, but then also trying to push the edge a little bit to say, hey, no, I really can contribute at a really significant level, even though I'm not an engineer. And certainly some people absolutely, completely embrace that. It's just kind of an overarching culture that I have needed to work within my whole career. And sometimes it can get really sad to constantly feel like you need to be proving yourself and proving that, yeah, I'm as smart as you, just in different areas, and that we can really complement each other's strengths. I think maybe in a lot of different professions, I think it's like this with lawyers and doctors, and then certainly engineers, is that there's kind of this perception that those professions can do absolutely anything, even if it's not in their area of expertise. And that can get a little bit insulting and a little bit demoralizing. And in my leadership journey, not only have I felt that personally, but I've led organizations of hundreds of people who have felt that little bit of oppression or maybe lack of confidence just because their degree is not a STEM degree. And it can get a little bit exhausting, always encouraging people, reminding them, no, I know you can absolutely contribute and that you're a bright, shining star, and that we are a critically important part of this mission, that we can be a key differentiating strength for this company, and that our work absolutely matters. That's taken a lot of time, and it's an area that has been critical to persist. So, in summary, I've had a fabulous career and am still learning in it and curious to see what's next. And my two areas where I've felt that I've needed to persist, like all of us are in, or like many of us are in, being a mother and having a career, and then being a person with business and operational expertise in a science and engineering environment, and working for the chance to really contribute at the level that I know that I can. And at the end of the day, like the rest of you, I'm a persister. Thanks.